Hi, my name is Jen. Welcome to Pilates in a Flash. This is a 30-minute Pilates workout where we'll be working today on diagonal pieces of support from our front to our back. So we're talking obliques to inner thigh and then lats to glutes on the back. You're going to need a pillow, so something small and fairly light, as well as 2 hand weights. For me today it's coconut milk. Okay, so 2 cans will do. Or 1 pound, 2 pound, or 3 pound weights, okay? Those will be your props. Always make sure that you go at your own pace, okay? Making sure your space is safe. All right, go grab your pillow, go grab your hand weights, and let's get started. We're gonna start by laying down on our back today and taking that pillow between both of our hands, okay? So all I want you to do is just squeeze the pillow and release. Squeeze the pillow and release. I want you to think about breathing in nice and deep as you squeeze the pillow and out the air out of the mouth. Sinking the arm bones down into the sockets so they're not reaching away from the body. And when you squeeze that pillow, I want you to think about squeezing from the top of the arm bone, armpit, and the area underneath the armpit, the ribs underneath the armpit. So you're starting to connect to the upper arm bone and armpit area to help you put a little bit of pressure on that pillow. You're not just using your hands, you're not just using your forearms or your biceps, okay? You're thinking a little more along the armpit to rib area. So we're starting to really just try to activate the side line of our body to help us move our arm bones in towards that pillow. Good. We're going to keep squeezing that pillow and we're going to lower the pillow down towards our thighs. Squeeze, release, and then bring that pillow up over our head, breathing in. Okay, we're going to keep moving our arms down towards our thighs, doing a little pulsing squeeze on the pillow. Thinking about squeezing that pillow from the upper arm bones, the armpit area, and send the pillow overhead. Keeping our spine in neutral, our head is on the mat, our rib cage is on the mat. We have a little curve in our low back and our pelvis is level. We're just going to send the pillow overhead one more time as we squeeze and release the pillow. Okay, the pillow comes back over our breastbone. We're going to keep a small little bit of pressure on that pillow, bend the elbows ever so slightly, and we're going to rock our rib cage over to one side, then back to center. Rock the rib cage over to the other side, back to center. So just starting to move our rib cage. Our hips and knees don't follow. And I want you to keep a little bit of pressure on that pillow. So from the upper arm bone again, squeezing the pillow ever so slightly. You should not feel your neck, okay? Your neck is not involved in this squeezing or this rotation of the rib cage. You're gonna do 2 more, breathe in. It should feel like a little massage for the ribs. We're just trying to mobilize our thoracic spine. Excellent. Stop back and center. Perfect. From here, you're going to take the pillow, you're going to put it between the thighs. You're going to push into your feet. You're going to lift your pelvis up towards the ceiling. And you're going to lower on down. Push into the feet, lift your pelvis up towards the ceiling, and lower on down. So pushing into feet, trying to activate the hamstrings. And then thinking about the glutes lifting up straight towards the ceiling. Feeling for our sits bones kind of coming together as the pelvis lifts up and then separating on the way down as we relax on the way down, okay? So I do want you to relax your bum cheeks and your hamstrings on the way down and then re-engage as you start to push again to lift that pelvis back up. From here, we're going to lift up and we're going to articulate our spine down. So you're going to hold the pelvis in the air and start to lower the spine down piece by piece by piece, starting with the upper back, mid back, then low back and pelvis. Lift straight up, articulate your spine to lower, okay? Pulling the belly button in towards the spine as we lower on down. One more time, lift straight up and then articulate the spine down slowly with the pelvis being the last thing to touch the mat. Perfect. You're going to lift straight up again. Pause at the top, making sure the pelvis is fairly level. So I'm going to lower my pelvis down just a smidge so that my pelvis isn't tilted too much. My pelvis is fairly neutral. From here, I'm going to continue to push into my feet, shoot my knees away from me towards the wall in front of me. And all I'm going to do is just a soft squeeze on the pillow and release. So starting to activate the upper inner thighs. We're thinking about squeezing the pillow and releasing the pillow just a little bit, just like we did with our arm bones, right? So we're starting to really find the inner thigh. I'm going to pull my low belly down, and I'm going to make sure I'm not squeezing the pillow with my low back. I'm not squeezing the pillow so hard that it's really hurting, okay? It's just a little pulse, something soft to start. We're going to go for 8, 7, 6, 5. Pelvis doesn't move, it's just the thigh bone, so there's no lowering action going on. We're going to go for 3, 2, squeeze the pillow, release, 1. Excellent. I want you to squeeze the pillow and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower on down. I want you to lift back up. So push into feet, lift pelvis up towards the ceiling. Keep that pelvis nice and level. There's a little curve in that low back. We don't lose that curve. Our glutes come together towards each other. I want you to squeeze just with that right leg into the pillow and release. Right leg only into the pillow, release. Okay, for 4, right leg only. Left leg is stabilizing. 3, so it's still working. 2, 1 more, and then we're going to go left leg into the pillow. Right leg doesn't move. Pelvis stays level. Try to pull the belly down towards the spine just a little. Breathe in, push through the feet. You're going to do 2 more. Left leg only, right leg doesn't move. 1 more, lower on down. Excellent. From here, you're going to keep the pillow between the inner thighs. You're going to lift both legs into tabletop. Perfect. You're going to find your hand weights. Okay. So hand weights or the cans of coconut milk. Arm bones sink down into the socket. You're going to squeeze the pillow ever so slightly with those inner thighs, but you're going to notice your pelvis is level. Mine is not right now. I have to send my tailbone back down towards the mat so that my knees are over my hips. So my knees aren't kind of towards my chest where I first had them. I have to send them back plus my pelvis so that my pubic bone and my hip bones are somewhat flush, which is comfortable for me. Okay, so you need to make sure that that level pelvis isn't impacting your low back. If it's too much with your legs in tabletop, just put your feet down on the ground and squeeze the pillow with your feet on the ground, okay? So legs in the tabletop, if you can do it, low belly pulls down to stabilize that pelvis, okay? The inner thighs are on to squeeze the pillow, but you should feel more low belly action when you squeeze that pillow. Arms up, all we're gonna do is send the arms towards the ground, beside our hips, and then back overhead. Breathing in, squeezing the pillow ever so slightly. Ribs are down on the mat. Think ribs between the shoulder blades and all the way to the low ribs that are kind of now near our natural waistline down here. Those guys have to stay down on the mat too. Okay, so you have a little space for your neck and a little space for your low back. That's the only thing off the mat. Your anchor points are your ribs and your pelvis, and your arm bones are the only things moving, except that you might be shaking a little. We're going to go for 3 as the weights go overhead. Pull the belly button down towards the spine, a little extra, keeping those ribs on the mat. 2, breathe in. Okay. 1 more. Squeeze the pillow. Don't forget about that. Inner thighs engage. Excellent. Okay, weights come back down, feet come down. 1 more little variation while we're here. We're going to bring the legs back up into tabletop. We're going to softly bend the arms. We're going to open the right arm just a little and then close. Staying on the right side only, getting heavy in the left side of that rib cage. Remembering with my legs in tabletop, my pelvis is level and my low belly is working to hold that pelvis nice and still. So my pelvis is really working, my pelvis is not moving and my low belly continues to work. I pull my ribs down onto the mat, especially on the left-hand side, to stabilize, and I'm going to squeeze the pillow with my inner thighs here. For 2, 1 more. Left arm moves, right arm stays nice and still. I sink my right ribs into the mat. My pelvis stays still. I squeeze that pillow. Man, I am shaking today. We're going to do 5 more. We're going to do 4. Nice deep breath to get all the ribs down. Okay, little curve in the low back is still there. Pull the belly button down towards the spine. 2 more. 1 more. Open that left arm. Close. All right, let's put those weights down. Get rid of that pillow. Okay. Let those legs go straight out in front of you. You can give them a shake and a little rotation. That's fine. Moving the pillow out of the way, keeping the legs nice and long. Hands come behind the head. We're going to do the ab curl with our straight legs. So eyes to breastbone before you even lift your head up. And then you think about curling the whole way up and uncurling to come down. So your upper abs, the job is to do flexion in the upper spine. That's what you're making them work to do. So you really want to think about that ab curl as not as a lift, so no straight lifting, but as articulating vertebrae by vertebrae to come up in that nice curled fashion. Now, I'm not smushing out my low back. My pelvis is stable. My low belly is holding that pelvis in space. And then my belly button pulls down to support my little curve in the low back, right? As I uncurl, these ribs at the bottom don't pop off the mat. So there's no arcing as I come down, right? Those ribs stay down the whole time. So my abs don't really get a break. You should feel more side line of the body if you actually concentrate as we do this ab curl and uncurl. Keep going. If you concentrate on pulling your shoulder blades down away from your ears. So can you pull your shoulders away from your ears as we curl up? That should really magnify possibly the shake in your abs or the feeling in the sideline of the body, right? So we're trying to connect the obliques to inner thigh here. We haven't really added the oblique to inner thigh movement yet, but we will. We're going to bring that right leg into tabletop, okay, as we do the ab curl. And we're going to do a twist. So we're going right into an oblique twist, moving the breastbone one direction, then uncurling and put the leg down. Leg in a tabletop, ab curl, oblique twist towards that leg, untwist, uncurl, leg goes down. Eyes on breastbone, curl up, shoulder blades away from the ears, lift the leg in a tabletop, but the pelvis doesn't move. We're going to move that breastbone towards the leg, straighten up, uncurl, let the leg go, okay? So ab curl, leg comes up in a tabletop, heavy through the opposite side of the pelvis. We're going to rotate our breastbone towards that leg. Our elbows and arms don't move. They're only moving because my breastbone and rib cage are moving. We're going to line it back up, uncurl, leg goes down. 2 more. So curl, leg comes up, move the breastbone, not just the arms, straighten it up, uncurl, put the leg down. Curl, come on up, leg comes into tabletop, heavy in the opposite sit bone, rotate the breastbone, straighten up, uncurl. Okie dokie. From here, we're going to grab that pillow. One more thing. Where legs are going to come back into tabletop. You're going to squeeze that pillow ever so slightly. You're going to do an ab curl. Now, as we do our ab curl here, I want you to think, I have a little curve in my low back. My pelvis is fairly level. My legs, my knees are over my hips. My eyes are on my breastbone. And I'm going to do just an oblique twist. That's all I'm doing, but I'm going to squeeze the pillow ever so slightly as I do this. We're going to go for 8, 7, elbows don't move, it's breastbone. 6, you keep the curl. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Feet down. Get rid of that pillow. Excellent. Okay, from here, you're going to find your feet. Your arms are down by your side. No props. You're going to push into your feet to lift your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Okay? So I don't care about the height of a bridge. This is called a bridge, right? I care for feeling. Where are you feeling the work? I need you to find your feet so that you activate the back of the thighs. And I need you to level out your pelvis, so don't tuck under. so that you feel for glutes. And glutes is more in the middle of the bum, not the lower region, okay? So not the lower bum, the middle of the bum. I need to squeeze my glutes together, not under, to lift my pelvis in a neutral position up towards the ceiling. Lower on down, push into feet, lift pelvis up, and then lower on down, okay? So find the feet, push hard into them, lift the pelvis up. If you're not quite feeling your bum working, I want you to think about pushing your pubic bone perhaps away just a little bit. So low belly pulls down, and you think about pushing the pubic bone towards the mat, holding it there, and then pushing that pelvis a little more up through the back of thighs and bum cheeks, and then lower on down, okay? So feet first, pelvis level, okay? Making sure the low belly is on, the pelvis doesn't tilt the higher you get. You hold that pelvis as neutral as possible, and then you lower on down. We're gonna go for 3, push into feet and lift, lower on down. 2, pelvis doesn't tilt, low belly on, keep that pubic bone pushing towards the mat. If that's what you feel you need to keep the pelvis level, lower on down. 1 more, hold it on up. Okay, so now we're gonna hold that pelvis nice and still, bum cheeks squeeze together. We're gonna push into our left foot, then push into our right foot. Push into our left foot, push into our right foot. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Now you're going to go left foot, right shoulder, and you're going to lift your right foot up into tabletop. You're going to kick the toes up towards the ceiling, then bend the knee and put the leg down. You're going to push into right foot, left shoulder, bum cheeks squeeze together, lift that left leg off the ground. You're going to extend the toes towards the ceiling, bend the knee, lower the foot down. 2 more times. Into left foot, right shoulder before you lift that right leg off the ground. And then you extend the toes towards the ceiling, bend the knee, put the foot back down. Right foot gets heavy, left shoulder gets heavy, right hard into the mat so you can float the left leg up. Bum cheeks are still squeezing towards each other. Extend the toes towards the ceiling, bend the knee, put the foot back down on the ground. Lower the bum down. Excellent. Okay, from here, I'm going to turn my position so you can see it a little bit better. Okay? But I'm not going to move my mat, doesn't matter. Arms are up, sink the arm bones into the socket. You know what? Let's keep our arms down on the ground. I'm going to slow this down, which is going to make it harder. So it's not a hard move, but because I'm going to make you do 1,000 reps, it's going to be challenging. Okay, so we're going to take the right leg and the left leg into tabletop. Pause. Breathe in. All of your ribs between the shoulder blades, lower ribs near the natural waistline are down on the mat, okay? So you feel for that anchor point. As soon as I ask my body to do that, I feel my upper abs and obliques turn on to pull the lower ribs down and hold them down. Now from here, I have to send my knees away from me 2 millimeters so that my knees are over my hips in a 90-degree angle, and so that my pelvis, now I have to move my pelvis, so I anchor my tailbone towards the mat so my pelvis isn't tipped. My tailbone isn't up towards the ceiling. So I have a little curve in my low back. My ribs, I'm using my abs fairly strong to keep all my ribs down on the mat. And all I'm going to do to start is just open my right leg to the right 2 or 3, let's say 4 inches. Pause. I want you to get heavy in the left side of the pelvis, left sit bone, so that when I open my right leg, my pelvis doesn't move. My pubic bone and hip bones don't rock, and none of my bum cheek lifts off on the left side. Now I close my right leg, and I do it again. I open my right leg, I close my right leg. So my right leg is just moving right from the thigh bone, but my pelvis doesn't move so that my right leg can move. It's just the thigh bone moving. My spine is in neutral, which is causing me to shake because I have to use my abdominals to keep my ribs anchored, and my low belly needs to pull downward to keep my pelvis stabilized, okay? So pelvic stabilization is happening so that my thigh bone can open and close. For 3, for 2, for 1. Okay? Feet on the ground. I'm going to grab the weights, arms come up towards the ceiling. Sink the arm bones in towards the sockets. I'm going to bring my legs back up into tabletop. Pause. Okay, fill up the lungs so that all of the ribs are down on the mat. Level the pelvis. For me, I have to push my tailbone towards the mat. Send the knees back over the hip bones just a little bit. I'm going to open my left arm just a little so I still see it in my peripheral vision. It's not coming down to the floor. It's hanging out. I don't know the degrees, but I can still see it. I'm going to get heavy on my right rib cage. I'm going to open my right leg and get heavy in my left sit bone. Come back to center. So open the left arm, right leg, find the diagonal anchor point. Left sit bone, right rib cage, heavy, back to center. You're going to do 5 more. Open, slow, nothing moves. Push down to the left sit bone, right rib cage, belly button to spine, back to center. 4 more. Breathe in. Get all the ribs down on the mat and keep that tailbone anchored back to center. Low belly pulls down. 3 more. Open, close, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, open, close. Left leg doesn't move. Okay, hips don't move. Close. 1 more. Inhale, get all the ribs down. Pull the belly button down towards the spine. Close, little break. Excellent. We're coming back. I'm going to swing back around to our bridge again because our legs are in tabletop for quite some time. Just letting you know, you could do that exercise if you were having trouble with just 1 leg up, both arms up, and 1 leg down on the ground, okay? So there's always a modification. It's usually just putting 1 limb down on the ground, or you can do it with both feet on the ground. You just open 1 knee at a time. Okay, so we're going to go back to our bridge. Our feet are on the mat. We're going to push into our feet, lift our pelvis up towards the ceiling, squeeze our bum cheeks together, lower on down. Push into our feet, lift our pelvis up, lower on down. Push into feet, lift on up, lower on down. Now we're going to push into feet, lift on up. Keep the pelvis nice and level, halfway down and up for me, halfway down and up. My knees keep shooting towards the wall in front of me, okay? And I'm feeling for those glutes kind of releasing and contracting, both of them working together. I'm not tucking that tailbone under. I'm squeezing my bum cheeks towards each other, and I keep pushing through my feet. I think I need to think more about my belly button and my low abs. There we go. I kind of let them hang out when I do this. Try not to let that happen. We're going to go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, halfway down and up. 3, 2, 1. Level the pelvis, lift it up, keep it right where it is. From here, you're going to push into your left foot, right shoulder, lift that right leg up, and then tap the toe down. Lift the right leg up into tabletop, tap the toe down. Pelvis doesn't move, bum cheeks squeeze together. Stay really strong in the left leg, right shoulder for 4, for 3, for 2, 1. Right foot gets heavy, left shoulder gets heavy. Lift that left leg in the air, tap the toe, lift it up. Tap, lift. Bum cheek still squeezes towards the middle. Hamstring on for 4. For 3, get heavy in that left shoulder. 2, good. 1, lower on down. Excellent. Straighten out the legs, give it a little shake. Okay, before we do the cans and the leg opening on the opposite side, I'm just going to do some ab curls here. So we're going to do ab curl, the legs in the tabletop. Ab curl, legs in the tabletop. Perfect. From here, you're going to do a little extension on the on the right leg, and you're going to do a little oblique twist. Back to center. Extension on the left leg, oblique twist, back to center. Right leg, oblique twist to left. So you're doing something called crisscross, and you're finding that your pelvis is nice and level. You still have a little curve in the low back, and you're doing that nice rounded motion in the upper spine. Okay, we're going to pick up the pace for 10, for 9, for 8, eyes on breastbone, belly button or pubic bone, 7, 6, 5, 4, move the breastbone, not the shoulders or the elbows, shoulders away from the ears. Pull them down. 2, 1. Good. Arm curl. Excellent. Okay. I'm going to swing back around. Arms come up, arm bones into the socket, legs come back into, oh wait, hang on. Arms are down, legs in tabletop. All right, let's start with the beginning here. So just the legs, nothing in the hands, arms are down. Perfect. I'm going to take that left leg. I'm going to open that left leg, and I'm going to get heavy in the right sit bone. I'm going to pause because everything is kind of out of alignment here. So my left leg is open, my right leg is not moving. I'm going to level my pelvis, pull my low belly down and get my ribs down on the mat. Now I'm going to close the leg and I'm going to open it again. Heavy on the right side. That little curve in the low back is important so that your pelvis and your spine is neutral. If you smush out the little curve in the low back, you're not going to be working your low belly. That needs to be on to stabilize your pelvis. You should not feel your glutes squeezing. It's not a glute exercise. This is actually a low belly exercise, low abdominal exercise. And to keep, for me, my ribs down, there are my upper abdominals working, okay? So the whole thing needs to function together. We're going to do 4. Heavy on the right side. Hips don't move. Pelvis stays nice and still. 3. 2, keep pulling the belly button down. So you should feel your belly button pull towards your spine a little bit. 1 more. It doesn't have to be 110%, but a little. So their abs are not puffing upwards. Okay, now we grab our weights or cans of coconut milk. Bend the elbows, legs back into tabletop. Here we go. I'm going to open my right arm just a little. I still see it in my peripheral vision. I'm going to get heavy on the left side of my ribs. Now I start to shake. Open my left leg just a little. Heavy on the right side of the pelvis. Close. Open both limbs. Okay, opposing anchor points. Right sit bone, left rib cage, close. Pulling the belly button down towards the spine, keeping that little curve in the low back the whole time. You got 5 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Get all the ribs down on the mat. Hold them there. Pull the belly down. Exhale. 3 more. Left leg only opens as far as you can keep that pelvis still. Same with that arm. You're going 2, open, close. You're doing 1, open, close. Excellent. Okay, hands are down. Good. Or weights down. Flip it around. You're going to bring your hands up towards the ceiling. You're going to bring the hands together and you're just going to rock through that rib cage again. Rocking through that rib cage. Whew. Breathe in and out. Good. We're going to end with some side bridging. Okay, so our side bridges are going to be with scissored legs. They require us to use our inner thighs to squeeze together. I'm going to flex my feet. At any point you need to bend your knees and stay on your knees. That's totally fine. No problem. You do what you need to do, okay? So last big move, obliques are warmed up, inner thighs are warmed up. Okay, we've done enough bridging to know that when we come all the way up, we have to keep a small curve in our low back. We don't tuck under to lift. So think about pushing into the bottom leg and inner thighs as you come up to maintain a nice little curve in the low back. Everything pulls in. Shoulder away from the ear, elbow underneath the shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna actually double up my mat because I'm on a hardwood floor. Okay, front leg, top leg is in front, bottom leg is in the back. Here we go. We're gonna scissor the legs and we're gonna lift up and we're gonna squeeze the inner thighs together. Hold, hold. So from here, inner thighs are on, okay? Low belly is in. I've got a little curve in my low back, shoulders away from the ears. Now my breastbone needs to soften. That's the hard part. Fill out the back ribs. Hold it for 10, 8, 6, inner thighs, low belly, push into the feet. Okay, rise up for 3, 2, 1. Lower on down. Good job. Get rid of the mat on that side. Fold it up on this side. My hair is going to be crazy. Okay. Front leg is forward. Front leg is forward. Top leg is forward. Back leg is the bottom leg. Okay. So think inner thighs, shoulder away from the ear. Arm comes up, we lift up. Pause. Breathe in, fire up those legs, push into the sides of the feet, inner thighs, squeeze together. Little curve in the low back, low belly pulls in, belly button to spine. Soften the rib cage, hold it here. Both shoulders are away from our ears, so watch that supporting arm. You're here for 8, 6, squeeze, 5, push into your feet, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower on down. Good job. Okie dokie. Coming to your knees. Bringing the right arm up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Lean over. And then let it go. Left arm comes up. So you think about the ribs coming up towards the ceiling. One more time each side. Right arm comes up, shoulders are down. Breathe in. Ribs arc up towards the ceiling. And then left arm comes up. Breathe in. Lean over. I'm going to cross my arms across my chest, just moving my rib cage. One direction and the opposite. Breathe in. Okie dokie. You have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me for Pilates in a Flash. Hopefully you felt some side line of the body and some inner thighs today. I hope to see you next week. Bye.